The most important functions as given in the notification are three important functions that have never been touched since 1998. The Coastal Zone Authority has been formed, but for initial 2-3 years not much activity was done. Only in 2000 the function of State State Coastal Zone Management Authority had started. The one of the functions is the authority shall identify economically important stretches in coastal regulation zone and prepare ICZMP, Integrated Coastal Zone Management Plans. The authority shall identify ecologically sensitive areas in the coastal regulation zone and formulate area-specific management plans. And the third important function was authority shall identify coastal areas highly vulnerable to erosion or degradation and formulate area-specific management plans for such identified areas. And all these plans given in required in 1, 2, 3 have to be submitted to the ministry, and that is the National Coastal Zone Management Authority, and after their approval they were to be implemented by the state authority. But although I tried my level best to take up this exercise, and but there has been no interest in any of the stakeholders, especially the state government, and neither there was any pressure from the National Coastal Zone Authority, nor so many public interest litigations, NGOs. Nobody has raised this question, and I was the only lone campaigner for this, but I could not do it, and I accept that it was a failure. And as a result of this, the situation has been always ambiguous and open for many violations or misinterpretations. So I think still this should be done, and I am happy that West Bengal Coastal Zone Management Authority has done the ICZMP. Leave aside these integrated coastal zone management plans, even the coastal zone management plan which are required for implementation were also not being done, and until recently the CZMP for Navi Mumbai was not even approved. So under these circumstances the implementation has been very ad hoc and very subjective. In 4 years of my tenure as member secretary of MCZMA, I had almost half a dozen chairman, because by virtue of being Secretary of Environment, he is the chairman of the Coastal Zone Authority. And the functioning of the authority is very personal, and there is no rules and regulations laid down for the implementation, though the function of the authority is implementing a criminal law. So there has to be a criminal procedure code and all the requirements under the law to be followed. But none of these things have been done, or not even being done today. Some of the experiences, I can list out some few points, is that lot of activities which Coastal Zone Authority is doing are unnecessary, which are not in their domain and they should not. But 99% of time is spent on such activities, like granting, recommending the cases for NCZMA. If it is a building construction project, there are only two requirements. It should have, the site should be on the landward side of the permanent structure or HTL, and the FSI should not exceed more than 1.33. If these two things are met, authority will see and send it to National Coastal. So in my opinion, that function should be left to the Town and Country Planning Department. So that takes almost lot of time and almost years for getting it cleared from the ministry in Delhi also. And there is no power delegated to the Coastal Zone Authority, State Coastal Zone Authority, for any approval of these things. Then there are so many anomalies we have discussed yesterday, and I don't know why they are there by design or by default, but I feel they need to be addressed. The STL line used or given in the CZMP is very arbitrary. What was done, I am talking of only Mumbai and Maharashtra code. The landward side of the Eastern Express Highway, people know, is shown as CRZ1. Eastern Express Highway has been there for many years before the CRZ rules came. But by virtue of some mangroves growing there, it is CRZ1. So many projects are held up because of the wrong demarcation of STL. And there are applications for reviewing them, and then we have to go to agencies. Then the agencies take their own time, and there is a huge difference of charges they are taking from the proponents, and many times these are very prohibitive costs. Then another point is state authorities are not giving any clearance. It is done by the center, but the action is required to be taken by the state. So that takes and the state has no machinery for any implementation. Again, they have to go to the state board. In case of West Bengal, special power has been delegated only in case of West Bengal Coastal Authority, where they have a power to clear the projects. In Maharashtra state, we had a power up to 5 crores, less than 5 crores till April 2005. And after that, that has been removed. Now it says that 20,000 is state authorities, is clearly written in the rule. But the ministry doesn't accept. Now they are for demolishing the other building. Why? See, it is not violating FSI, it is on the landward side. How can there be an implementation? This is my question. This is my experience of implementing the laws. It is easy for anybody to say something from the other side. But when you are responsible for implementing, when you are vulnerable to the court and the people, we have to answer. I have to file the affidavit. What has happened? Why it was not done? So those affidavits are filed by an implementer. You can say philosophically everything, but the reality is these are the realities.
No. But what I'm saying is, my friends from Europe, they say if they have to build the highways and tunnels now, they'll be finding it very difficult to justify, because the current environmental norms for such construction activities are so stringent. It'll be very difficult. But they have built it decades ago, when the development took priority over the environmental issues. So it's the same here.
Mr. Devota, yesterday we were discussing about the piece of land which was left out, and he was being not allowed to develop. In SL World case, the High Court has allowed to build the wall, almost 500 acres. So there has been inconsistencies.
That is correct.
There is no plan, number one. For entire Navi Mumbai, there is no CZMP approved plan. Even today, after so many years. Number two, yes, this is mandatory. It is not desirable. It is mandatory. It cannot be. Nothing can be cleared without CZMP. But entire Navi Mumbai is standing without CZMP. It's the biggest violation. That's what. Number two, when you come to Mumbai, then there are again two issues, 67 DC rule or 91 DC rule. Number of cases we have cleared by 67 rules. Number of cases we have cleared with 91 rules. Only in the case of Suresh estate judgment, it was established, and that initial file was initiated by me when Sharwari Gokhale was secretary, and I said, Madam, what is this? When it comes to one ex or sitting minister is building, in Worli we are giving 91, in other areas we are giving 67, because there is another politician in Worli, same areas, we have given 8.6 FSI in CRZ2. How can it be? 8.6 FSI, not only 2 buildings, but the law permits only 1.33. So there is an ambiguity. So High Court ordered to the ministry that you decide what is to be done. Means whatever you have done earlier is okay. So these are the real issues and not the law or objective of the CRZ. Then government is taking a decision after 96 or 2000 all slums will be regulated. They are already in CRZ1, CRZ2. How can the government regularize and redevelop those slums when the law doesn't permit? On the organizations who are doing this demarcation of STL lines, they are doing very arbitrary job. There is no uniformity in methodologies found. And the one example I will give you is Ministry of Environment as early as in I think 2003 had granted environment clearances to so many Kharland bunds. And as a result of over the period, some mangroves have come, we discussed yesterday. Now, the latest 2011 Raigad district draft STL line, which this agency has done, I don't want to name. They are going 3 kilometers inside, and entire area is shown as CRZ1. How can it be? They should take into account the environment clearances or CRZ clearances already given to them.
See, when you are making a comment, it is a very arbitrary. No. I think it is not correct, because agencies are doing as per the rule defined by Ministry of Environment
I am not alleging anything on the agency. I am saying there is a difference of methodologies.
Exactly. Yesterday
I
discussed.
That you also said, and there are some reports of agencies of survey done in Navi Mumbai, and it says Mahim Bay. But I just wanted to highlight what are the difficulties. And yesterday we discussed so many positive things, scientific things. Everything is in place. In conclusion, allow me to say that what we need is a reasonable scientific approach to the implementation and not bureaucratic approach. Again, I come back to the same thing, that you must use your knowledge, experience, and the expertise available. That should be used, and it should be used with full good intention, and not just bureaucratic and finding the loopholes in the system. But these things are very important, and implementation in the state government, in the CRZ authority, is extremely weak. They don't have capacity as an organizational capacity, and they heavily depend on the Pollution Control Board. So this scenario should change, and we should have a really dedicated organization, and simplification of rules and removing the anomalies is very important. Thank you, sir.